From theblaze.com comes this story. BlazeTV reporter Elijah Schaffer attacked Tuesday night inside a Philadelphia store while filming ongoing looting in the wake of the police shooting of Walter Wallace, who was killed after allegedly, no, it's not allegedly, it's on videotape, charging the police with a knife.
You can hear them saying, drop the knife.
Drop the knife.
It's not entirely clear to me, at least the first time I saw it, where the knife is, but it does. No one's denying there was a knife used.
Daily Caller reported Shelby Talcott was also reporting from Philadelphia. She tweeted, mass looting across the river, and Elijah Schaffer just got beaten up for filming. This is inside the Five Below store. Police are in the same parking lot near the Walmart, but there seem to be too many looters for them to do anything about it. Let me play the video of him being attacked last night. Here it is. Look at the looting. Look at that. They surrounded him now. The camera person got out. Elijah, you were surrounded by 10, 15 people?
Yeah, unfortunately, it escalated from one person to about a dozen very, very quickly.
You were obviously punched in the mouth. We can see the effect of that. Your speech is a little weird as usual, or weirder than usual. And sorry to make you laugh and smile. How are you doing?
I'll tell you this. I'm actually really happy to be alive because in that same shopping center, right there was a 15-year-old girl who was shot, according to reports, and I heard multiple gunshots throughout the night. Another individual is reported to have been shot as well, still trying to confirm. I watched people get pummeled beyond belief, and even another journalist named James Klug, he had to run almost a mile to get away from rioters who tried to beat him up because, and I will say this indiscriminately, they were specifically targeting white people last night, and that was who they were after.
Why do you say that?
Because they were only attacking white journalists specifically, and they called me a white supremacist during my attack, and after the fact, they came up to me at another location and called me a white supremacist and started accusing me of things that clearly have no base. And James had a similar interaction. And I'll say this, I was standing next to 3 different reporters who were also filming, who are all Hispanic, and they decided to only target me and they let them continue filming. So, the racial slurs and accusations based with the fact that they only went after the 2 white journalists in the group lead me to that conclusion.
And is this why, and I don't want any details on anybody who is working with you, but is this why the camera was not taken? Because they punched you and the camera was rolling and got out.
Yeah, well, that was actually a reporter, Shelby Talcott, who was completely covered up because the Lawyers Guild was looking for her at the other protest, trying to ID her. It's a group that touts themselves as a legal group, but they really try to dox journalists and get people attacked. So she had completely covered up.
So tell me your reaction to the New York Times saying that you're going in. The New York Times, they said, are covering it. We're just covering it from a distance, and we can see everything that's going on. These guys are just trying to make this bigger than it is and trying to ratchet up the violence. That's what the New York Times said about your beating.
Glenn, I'm going to tell you this, and this is it's like what we're reporting at night. It's so funny to hear people that aren't there try to counter it, and then reports come out later that we were right. I said that the police lost control of the city, and I got mocked as well by these same journalists. Oh, you're exaggerating. How do you mean they lost control? Well, then the actual police chief says the night was a total loss, and they were unable to get control of the city, stretching several large blocks. This is like a square mile or so area. There was just no ability for police to do anything. With more than 1,000 rioters in just one location. I mean, I would say there would be anywhere from maybe 2,000 to 3,000 rioters last night in just a square mile or so. The police were not prepared, and at one point they just gave up, and they literally just gave up and just kind of left.
You were in the Walmart. That's where you were, or were you in the Five Below store when you were beat up?
I was in the Five Below, and I want to note, not to make fun of anyone's position or to take it lightly, but why would you loot a store that's known for $5 and under items? That's not where I would loot.
Right. Well, but the Walmart you showed was looted, and police had kind of, which was what, right across the street, and they weren't doing anything for the Five Below, and I got the impression that they had kind of given up on Walmart as well.
Yeah, so this is what's so crazy. So the videos that your viewers would be seeing, or if they're listening, the Walmart was looted in rounds. So people broke in, police came, cleared out the Walmart, and then they would run from the Walmart to the next store, right next to the police, start looting that store. Then the police would leave the Walmart, run over to the next store to clear them out, and then everyone would run back into the Walmart. So it was just like, I'm laughing because I'm going, this is what happened. The police just pushed people. Essentially, the police kept pushing people till I counted over 30 stores that were looted. That's even a conservative estimate. I mean, they went after a Chick-fil-A. Why?
Well, racism, of course. Elijah, were you wearing all of the equipment that I got for you last night?
Well, this was a time where we couldn't wear plate carriers, but I did have protection to an extent, and I also was carrying sufficient means to protect myself in a legal matter. But I'll tell you this: there is no law and order in these places, and while I do respect law enforcement officers who protect and serve the people, these big cities have a real problem when the police of the cities cannot help people. And I will tell you this, we needed the National Guard there, and they were nowhere to be seen, and that was confirmed by multiple other outlets, including the Daily Caller, including Town Hall.
Elijah, please, you and your crew stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Glenn.
I started the Blaze 10 or 11 years ago. And we started as something that could tell you the truth and get around the national media. And when we started this, HBO wasn't even streaming yet. It was only Major League Baseball and us. No one else had streaming capability. And I've always known that we were in trouble, that we would, if the wrong hands had all the levers of power, that tough times would come, and times like Elijah is facing, and quite frankly, we're facing. I'm in a new studio today. We built a brand new radio studio because of shows that are coming in, and we needed the stage space. So about a year ago, we started making plans for this, and it was supposed to be done last spring, but I'm actually glad it wasn't, because without telling any details, we have taken extra steps in here, and we had a meeting just last week about safety. And we all looked at each other and said, I can't believe we're having this kind of a conversation. And I said, do you think it's crazy? And no one in the room said yes. As every day that goes by and the world becomes more and more insane, the voices that you trust, the voices that are not part of the big corporate media, they are in peril and in danger as each day passes. I'm going to ask you for us, but I want to preface this with, if it's not us, then please help someone you think is telling you the truth. Please. We ask that you join us at the Blaze TV, and it's blazetv.com/Glenn. If you use the promo code Glenn, you'll save 30% up until the election. I will tell you that we need your support.